Hello and welcome to the Slice. My name is Michael, and today I have a very special guest. His name is Peter Hopwood. Hiya, Peter. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, really good. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. Are you excited to be on the show today?
I am, yes, the level of excitement is, is overwhelmingly overwhelming.
Well, that's just the best place
Yeah,
to
I'm,
be,
I'm
I
looking forward
think.
to this chat. Yeah,
Good stuff. So, have you seen the show
I'm,
before?
I'm looking forward to it.
Good.
Absolutely, yeah. I've looked at quite a few of your videos. Love the one on confidence, by the way, and I'm excited to dig deep into this conversation with you now.
Good stuff. Then, shall we do it?
Let's do it.
Good stuff.
Hit it.
Your timer has started. So, first of all, Peter, for those that don't know who you are, tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Yeah, sure. I'm very simply, I help people to tell better stories in a better way. So simply, I'm a speaker coach, executive speaker coach, TEDx coach, pitch coach, and I help professionals, CEOs, executives, managers, as I say, people to stand on stages, share their messages with more impact, or simply not stand on a stage, but sit in front of a camera, in front of in a Zoom call, and make sure they share their messages in the right way, and make sure they don't that their reputation stays as it is as well. So yeah, I help people to share their messages in the right way.
So, how did you get into that? Where did that all come from? Teaching people
It
confidence.
really started way back. If we go back 25 years ago, I used to be a Thompson rep for Thompson Holidays, and a lot of the job was standing in front of large crowds of holiday makers, selling them the resort, selling them myself as well, so that they could buy from me. And very quickly, through presenting, I realized that the same presentation over and over and over again is not going to work. You have to change something with your body language, something with your voice, the way you come across, what's going on in your head as well, really sort of comes together in the way that people trust you. And then from then, fast forward to my own training company here in Croatia, where I live, and now, although my company is here in Split on the south coast of Croatia, my work is global with clients around the world.
Wow, what a story. And I think obviously you being able to teach people confidence, getting up and talking in big groups of people, you've done it because you've got that experience yourself. And that is the best way to do it, isn't it?
Absolutely. If you know what it takes and how and those feelings that people get, the anxiety again, the anxiety in me goes up every time I stand on a stage, shaping a conference as an MC, for example, or a workshop, even something online. If you can empathize and feel the same feelings, it's far easier to help people going through exactly the same thing. So we've sort of touched upon it there already. A lot of it, most of it, is actually up here in your mind, what you're thinking of, how you're feeling,
Hmm.
and that always comes through your body, what you say, the messages you're sharing out, and your voice as well. So yeah, going back to the original question, yeah, absolutely, understanding how other people feel, because I go through it myself.
So what are the common things that people will come to you and say, I can't do this? What are the key things that you see quite a lot of?
Okay, so the two words public speaking, there's a lot of areas, a lot of things, a lot of issues that come under that umbrella. One of those is, naturally, we've already mentioned it, the confidence, just feeling confident, feeling like you do. So a lot of leaders come to me, for example, I don't question their leadership. They're good at what they do. They're the leaders. I'm not the leader. They're knowledgeable within their field. But when it comes to the skill of sharing those messages confidently, sharing those messages in the right way, getting the right impact and the right perception, maybe leaders are not always too confident in that. So they come to me to help them figure out what it is that's holding them back, trying to kind of slowly bring those barriers down, jump over that fence, and then kind of almost shine, almost share those messages with more confidence, more
Mm.
clarity, and just feeling like a leader should feel when they present, which is often the thing that most people come to me for.
And I think also because obviously we've spoken in the past that, you know, obviously I teach people confidence in front of a camera, and I think, you know, you're right in what you're saying. When you can relate to it, it's easier to explain. But I think also, you know, those feelings, they never go away, but it's knowing how to manage those things. And also when you actually can be confident and when you can control the situation, you speak more passionately, because when you're struggling with confidence, you don't have that moment of, oh, I need to make sure my speech is really good. I need to make sure that it's really tight. You're just thinking, oh my God, I hope I don't say the wrong word, or I hope I don't fall over on the
Yeah.
stage just before. And they're focusing purely on not messing up, that the passionate stuff that they talk about in an office in front of 5, 6 people, where they're passionately talking about something, they can't do that on a bigger stage. But just think, if they have the confidence to be able to implement that passion to a bigger audience, wow, then that opens up major doors, doesn't it?
Absolutely, and it's exactly what you're saying. The focus has to be on what you're sharing,
Mm,
has to be on what you're sharing and the value you're going to share to the people listening, rather than the focus of what other people's perception is of you, how I look, what I'm going to sound like. Am I going to sound like, is my credibility going to go down when I speak? So all those things we're thinking of in terms of us, we have to kind of, switch it on its put it on its head and start thinking really about, okay, what is this, what am I trying to achieve here, what do I want the people listening to me, what do I want them to feel, what do I want them to think about, is it something, what difference do I want to make? So
mm,
thinking about that again, if you just constantly think about that, your brain simply, you just can't think about anything else. And when you're kind of within that, when you whatever we think about, the more we think about it, the bigger it gets. And that's true of something good and something bad, as we all know. But focusing on the value, focusing on what people are going to get from what you're talking about, if you just focus on that, that will, the feelings of anxiety will start to go down. They won't go away. It's exactly what you said. They never go away, but you can handle them better,
mm.
appreciate that they're there, and then, put them to the side, put them in a box, keep them cool, keep them safe, because they won't go away, but you can focus on something else. So yeah, it's a tricky thing, but as you know, the more experience you have, the more you get comfortable with something and it becomes familiar. So anything familiar, we don't, the anxiety about it goes down. So the more you do it, even in little steps. I mean, tell us, I know you've got these great workshops on how to use smartphone cameras, and speak on camera on your smartphone. I'd love to hear some of the tips you share, to see if they're similar to what I share.
You know, the main thing is, you know, obviously we all have these great all singing, all dancing cameras, but when we actually
Yeah.
implement lighting and sound, and when we actually start layering up this video content to make it look professional, that's when people start to take you more seriously. I mean, I could easily just turn on the built-in webcam on the computer and go, oh, this is, you know, and that's how the show started back in March. And that was not because I didn't want to look as professional. I was kind of figuring out how I wanted it to look. And then a good friend of mine who's a photographer introduced me to a motion capture card. So I plugged in my professional camera. Then obviously, because I know lighting, I've created now this professional looking Zoom setup, so that, you know, for me, my production value speaks volumes. So when someone, you know, comes on a Zoom call with me and they're talking about wanting to embrace their camera phone and stuff, whether it be a professional camera or whether it be a smartphone, having the basic understanding of how to talk to an audience, how to communicate with the lens, and how to connect with the audience, creating engagement, and that comes down to a layer of things. Having good sound so you can be heard, good composition so you're actually composed in the shot properly, understanding what content you should be talking about, how you give value, how storytelling can actually help people find out more about you in a 1 to 2 minute video. All of these things is how you grow that engagement. So lighting, sound, composition, all of that is really important,
Yeah,
and you layer it
absolutely.
up, and that's the thing. And people always struggle with how they can create engaging content, and it's a factor of loads of different things that
Yeah.
comes together to create a professional product. And although I'm using a £3,000 camera, I don't necessarily think people need to go out and spend loads of money doing that. But you can still achieve very high quality on your smartphone. And if you're consistently posting content and you are looking professional, people are going to take you more seriously.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. And I bet as well, after they've done one or two, and then when they do three or four, the confidence and the improvement really goes up in that short space of time.
that's your timer, and that scared me. I'm sure that alarm's getting louder and louder each week because
That
I
would that
jumped.
yeah, that's like it reminds me of like we're on a spaceship and there's an intruder coming in, and we've all got on like battle stations ready, at the
I,
waiting.
I think you've
So
watched too much Star Wars, I think, but
maybe.
you can never watch too much Star Wars. Listen, Peter, did you enjoy that? Was that fun?
Did I enjoy the alarm, or did I enjoy our chat? I mean, both.
Both. Both,
I
why
love
not?
both. Yeah, listen, that was it. Just 10 minutes is really short for any conversation.
It is,
Talking
yeah.
about
I
speaking.
think, and I've said this to many people each week. Oh, you need to come back. You need to come back. Will
Listen,
you
I'd
come
love
back
to
on the
come
show?
back. I'd love to come back. When can we do this again?
Why don't you come back next week and let's do a two-parter.
Let's do it.
Let's
Let's do
instead
it.
of me just
I'm free
say
next week. Let's do it.
instead of me just saying to people, "Oh, would you like to come back in the future?" Why don't you just come back next week and we'll do a two-parter?
Well,
You up for
I'm
it?
coming on whether you've got a slot for me or not. I'll
Well,
be there.
Well, there you go then. So I will see you next week, and we will continue this story. Thank you so much for coming on. If anybody would like to watch any previous episodes, you can head over to youtube.com/Take the Cape Pro if you'd like to see all the latest videos and watch part 2. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon.